So one last thing we'll talk about before we get started in this. What do you know about Epic the Musical?
I know that Hereupon really likes it.
Yeah.
I also know I know it's about Greek mythology.
Yes, me too.
And it's pretty much Greek mythology stories just put into a play form.
I think that's my understanding too.
Is what Hereupon explained.
So I think the style of the music is just like musical, which can be interpreted to be like theatrics, but it could range from rock to something.
Yeah, I mean you hear a lot of different kinds of music and musicals at this point.
Definitely. All right, The Horse and the Infant. Ready?
I'm ready.
Here we go. First song. Let's hear it.
All right, my brothers, listen closely. Tonight we make the Trojans pay. 10 years of war, they killed us slowly. But now we'll be the ones who slay. Think of your wives and your children. Your families wonder where you've been.
Oh, lyrics too.
We pulled up lyrics.
They're growing old and yet you're still here. Do what I say and you'll see them again.
Yes, sir!
Diomedes will lead the charge. Agamemnon will flank the guards. Menelaus will let our mates through the gates to take the whole city at large. Teucer will shoot any Atlas attacking. Little Ajax will stay back. Nestor, secure Helen and protect her. Neo, avenge your father, kill the brothers of Hector.
Yes, sir!
Find that inner strength now. Use that well of pride. Fight through every pain now. Ask yourself inside.
This is totally up your alley.
What do you try for? What do you wish
Yeah,
for?
right.
What do you fight for?
What do you live for? What do you try for? What do you wish for? What do you fight for?
Penelope, Penelope, and Telemachus. I fight for ours. I fight for ours.
What do you live for?
Penelope,
What do you try for?
Telemachus.
What do you wish for?
I'm on my way.
What do you fight for?
Attack!
Interesting with like it feels very cinematic. Oh, someone died.
Who was that?
A vision of what is to come cannot be outrun, can only be dealt with right here and now.
Tell me how.
I don't think you're ready. A mission to kill someone's son, a foe who won't run, unlike anyone you have faced before.
Say no more. I know that I'm ready.
I don't think you're ready.
It's just an infant. It's just a boy. What sort of imminent threat does he pose that I cannot avoid?
This is the son of none other than Troy's very own Prince Hector. Know that he will grow from a boy to an avenger, one fumed with rage as you're consumed by age. If you don't end him now, you'll have no one left to save. You can say goodbye to Penelope. You can say goodbye to Penelope.
I could raise him as my own, or send him far away from home. Make sure his past is never known. I'd rather bleed for you, down on my knees for you. I'm begging, please.
Will of the gods.
Please don't make me do this. Don't make me do this.
The blood on your hands is something you won't lose. All you can choose is who's.
Dude, that last line though.
I kind of, you know what? I feel the same.
That
those
last
couple
line
lines.
was heavy.
Yeah, I agree.
Wow. Okay. Cool.
So my first initial thought was like, it's interesting how theater or like, musical music often doesn't have like a repeating chorus, or at least this song didn't have it. And I have to give like mad respect for people who learn these entire albums if a lot of the songs are just like, it's just lyrics without like repeating verses or repeating choruses and stuff. Like to remember all those lyrics as like a consumer, as a listener, is like, oh my God.
It's like memorizing a script. But
it basically is like memorizing a script.
But then also the music of it.
Yeah. What was your initial reaction or thought?
Going through a good amount, probably like the first half of the song, I was just like noticing how, all right, this is like them taking the chance to just like list all or most of our characters.
Yes.
Because they're just talking about everybody.
That's true. Yeah.
So they're just like throwing in everybody here, you know?
Yep. Maybe about like 20 seconds into the song, we actually pulled up the lyrics on Spotify. Yeah. So we were reading along with the lyrics as we were listening.
I like that, which is not the case for a lot of musical-based plays. I like that a good amount, like most of the song, had some sort of rhyme scheme. Because a lot of musical plays don't have a rhyme scheme sometimes.
Really?
They often do, right?
Yeah.
But like, I keep coming to this example, like Les Miserables. How do you say that? Les Miserables.
I don't know if I've ever seen it.
I haven't either. But what I know of it is that like they're just singing. They're just like talking.
Yeah.
And there's no rhyme scheme. The music barely makes sense. They're just singing whatever they're saying. But I like how there was at least a rhyme scheme in most of the song. Yeah. There were some parts that were like kind of not. But true. I appreciated that.
I agree.
And I like they did a good job at like portraying the atmosphere that they were in at any given time, I think.
I think so too.
How do you think about that?
Especially when it like went down into this is the next song, sorry. Here we go. When they kind of like almost went to sort of like a baby lullaby, like one of those like toy boxes, like musical boxes,
yeah,
right?
Coming up to the
as
baby.
It was kind of going into, where's the lyric
for the
here?
baby, right?
Yeah. Am I missing it?
Lower.
Vision.
Even lower.
This one here, even lower. Oh, here it is. Yeah, the lyric was coming. I was like, it's just an infant, it's just a boy, and it kind of turned into this sort of like, as if like I can imagine the baby like sitting in a cradle and hearing like the little thing above the cradle with like the floating like space and stars and
the battle scene.
Yes, yeah. Oh, that was really cool too. It just felt like the song kind of like opened up in a very like cinematic way. I felt like
and obviously like what kind of like sound bites you put in affects that tremendously. Like there's obviously like swords and shields clashing, and like there's men shouting, and like obviously it's fighting, it's a battlefield,
right?
But the way that you orchestrate the music too highly affects how the vibe is. And like I felt it, like you said, like the orchestration like really opened up, and I felt it widen even to like make it feel like, because we're listening on headphones, so we get this like perception a lot more than just like out of the speakers, but you felt like it opened up into this battlefield,
and it really does feel like a modern take on these kind of like Greek stories, like just like the vibe of the song. Like obviously it was made recently, so it obviously has that modern touch, but it's funny to hear like the kind of drum beats and stuff.
No, I noticed that too.
Like them talking about Greek mythology. It's like you maybe normally think of like a not a harp, like a lyre, or more like medieval type of instrument type of deal. Something like that.
I thought something very similar as it started, because it. And I'm not equating this to that, but did you ever see the like the modern version of Romeo and Juliet that they made with like Leo DiCaprio, and like it was like a modern version where like instead of swords they had guns, and they were in like Venice Beach or some shit,
right,
and it was like really cringy. So like it almost like made me think of that, but like they're doing it really well so far, so like I appreciate how they're articulating it. So let's see if
what would you
that
stays. Last thing is like what would you rate the song out of 10? I think we should give each song like a rating. As the very first song we're listening to this, it's kind of
our ratings will be objectively or like personally.
Personally.
Okay. Probably like a 6.
I was thinking that same thing. I was thinking like 5 or 6.
Yeah.
I think the beginning didn't capture me as much just because I was like, oh, I don't know what I was expecting. But the beginning, I feel
I guess
like
I
didn't
forgot
capture
that
me
the
as
Trojans
much.
had anything to do with Greek mythology.
Really? We might need to brush up on our Greek
Because
mythology
again,
a little bit.
because I was asking, I was asking them when we were talking about this, and I was like, do we have to brush up on stuff?
Right.
And I think most people argue no.
I guess we're gonna relearn Greek mythology.
Oh,
for
right.
this.
Well, that was the
I
consensus
guess
that
they're
like
kind
we would
of-
be relearning the tales and stories.
Like I definitely recognize a bunch of names that were named here, like Agamemnon,
Right.
Diomedes. I'm probably saying these names wrong. Ajax, Helen.
Yeah.
all
See,
this
like
other
this
stuff.
whole section, they're just naming everybody.
Yep. The Hector. And... Yep. So
Which is kind of funny.
I'll say 5 out of 10 for me.
Okay.
Just middle of the road.
Yeah. Let's lay it in a 5. To have like a baseline.
Yeah.
Trojan War is Greece's first epic known as the Iliad.
It's the Iliad. Yep.
Thank you.
Gotcha.